Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I am going to be sharing with you a couple of makeup palettes that are a must have in your vanity, and with sales coming around आप अभी सब चीज़ों पे discount भी and you can buy them. This video is the high end version of it, and then followed by this will be a drugstore version. So इसमें I'm going to share all the palettes that you must have or you can think about investing in. So these palettes are the one that I feel are a classic staple. कुछ नए हैं, कुछ काफ़ी पुराने हैं, but all these palettes are available on Nykaa, Sephora, etc. I also feel ये staple है in your vanity, and if you have these, yeah, for whatever suits you out of these, then you wouldn't need a lot of palettes first. So if you want to find out what those palettes are, then keep on watching. So I am going to start with a classic cult palette, which is the Huda Beauty Mercury Retrograde palette. I think जो मैंने last time video करी थी last year, I included this in that as well. I will link that video on top here because not all the palettes are the same. वो भी बहुत अच्छे palettes हैं, but I just feel 2023 में I've reached out more to these palettes than those ones. So this is how the palette looks like. It has got beautiful shades. If you want a colorful palette, it has got a lot of cool tones and a lot of warm tones, and if you want a very colorful palette to create a lot of looks, I think this can be your palette. It has got your greens and your browns and purples and pinks, and then it has got very interesting shimmer shades as well. So I think अगर आपको एक ऐसा palette चाहिए थोड़ा सा versatile है जिससे आप बहुत सारे looks create कर सकते हो, your everyday looks can be created with these brown shades or pink shades, or if you want something more colorful like blue, green, everything is there in this palette. And अभी क्योंकि sales are around the corner, you will find some form of sales in and out. अभी I think Pink Friday sale भी चल रही है, I don't know, but yeah, you can get all these palettes for a very good price, so you might want to add these to your cart. The next one again is a classic cult. It is the new nude palette. I think इस palette के बिना तो palette life, palette world complete नहीं है, but this is the palette. It is your gorgeous pink tone palette. So it has got all your pinks and very light warm tone. Has got all your pinks, और इसके अंदर थोड़े warm tones हैं, थोड़े cool tones हैं. It's got some bits of your browns and then pinks. मतलब for parties and New Year's and Christmas and all of those things, this is very good क्योंकि इसके shimmer shades भी बहुत versatile हैं. And then the best thing is इसमें concealer shade भी है, so if you want to cut your crease, you don't have to look for a concealer elsewhere, it's just there. But yeah, you can do so much with this palette. If you're a person who likes more of pinkish makeup, then I think this could be your palette. Now let's talk about browns. I'm going to give you 5 or 6 options only. तो अब हम brown पे move करते हैं because we've talked about colors, we've talked about pink. Now let's move on to browns. No brainer. Also, if you are new to makeup, I think this is a perfect palette. This is how it looks like. For every matte shade there is a glitter shade. So there's a matte on top, then glitter, matte, glitter, like that. So you don't have to think a lot. It's just there. And also, you see हम eyes को outside से deepen करते हैं and inside we keep it light so that it looks more open. Similarly, light to dark जा रहा है palette. If you're creating the darkest of looks from this, so you can open your eyes with this. So there's not a lot of brainer. I think palette बहुत beautifully created है. So I think Too Faced का the Natural Nudes palette is a must-have if you like brown tones. Then उसके साथ I just want to give you other options for mini palettes, which are these 3 nude palettes by Huda Beauty again. This is the light one, this is the medium one, and this is the dark one. Let me show you the shades. So this is how the light one looks like, this is how the medium one looks like, and this is how the dark one looks like. So ये मैं बस आपको I'm just giving you an alternative to the Too Faced one if you'd like to get this, but I think अगर Too Faced वाला आपके पास है तो I think it just does everything. Next is Rare Beauty का eyeshadow palette. I love this palette. It has got your cool tones and your warm tones and इतना pigmented palette. I mean all these palettes are really pigmented, but I think this is one of my favorites, and this is obviously a new introduction to the makeup world. This is a new palette that has released in 2023 हाँ. So I think this is a very good palette. बहुत ज़्यादा वो भी नहीं है, मतलब you can do your basics with this pink and 2 browns, or you can add glitters and make it an evening look. This is not a must have, but I thought I'd just mention it because मेरे को ये palette बहुत अच्छा लगता है. Also it's very compact and small, so it's very easy to travel with as well. Now अगर आपको कलरफुल में ऑप्शन चाहिए तो you can also get the Huda Beauty का Coral Obsession palette. This is how the palette looks like. Mini 9 pan palette है. It's really nice. The only thing is इसमें shimmers इतने नहीं है because everything is matte shades. Only ये दो shimmer shades हैं corner में. But for that I have an alternative in my next video, which is the drugstore version of all of this. उसमें मेरे पास आपके लिए alternative है कि आप क्या use कर सकते हैं. If you bought a palette जिसमें बहुत ज़्यादा shimmers ना हो और आपकी choice के shimmer ना हो. So I'm going to tell you in that video, and it's not very expensive. So if you want to invest in these और आपको toppers लेने हैं shimmer के, so you can check that in the next video. Now last two palettes I'll just like to throw in as bonus are these two palettes. So I think if you have these two you can skip all the other palettes. This is the rose gold remastered palette. This is how the palette looks like. It has all your pinks, it has all your browns, it has a black shade as well. It has got beautiful glitter shimmer shades. This is a full big palette or beautiful consistency, beautiful color payoff, बहुत ज़्यादा fallout भी नहीं है. I think this is one of those classic palettes. आप किसी भी makeup artist की vanity में देखो, you will find this palette. And for that matter, Desert Dusk भी, क्योंकि ये दोनों palette, this is more on a warm side because इसके अंदर it has got your oranges and browns. But these two palettes, like I think if you have these two, I think you can probably create all the looks you want to create with these. So these two bonus palettes are actually two palettes if you're not too much into makeup जो आपका सारा काम sort कर देंगे, because you've got your nudes, you've got your browns, you've got your pinks, you've got your purples. I think if you want to invest in either of these, then you can just buy one of this or both if you like and then skip remaining. I mean, I've just given you options on what different palettes and combinations you can buy depending on what colors you'd like to have in your vanity, and I hope this will make it easier for you to take decisions, especially ab sales ke around pe when you'll get a lot of palettes for very cheap price and then you'd be tempted to buy a lot of those. So I think इस video से आपको थोड़ी help मिलेगी. Well, this is everything for this video. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to smash a big thumbs up. Comment down below if you'd like me to create makeup look with these palettes or in specific किसी आपको किसी palette से you'd like to see how it performs. I'd be happy to do it. If you'd like to stick around, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and I shall see you very, very soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.